All right, good morning, family and friends. We are out in the garage again, and I figured I'd shoot a little quick update. Last video, I don't know if they go in order. My granddaughter's doing a good job posting them for me, because I have no clue, as I said earlier. However, I told Nair we were going to pull the headers out. As you can see, we got those out. The reason for pulling them, if anybody's wondering, is they didn't fit right. I had that in an earlier video. The passenger side actually fit really nice. It was tight. However, the driver's side did not fit very good at all. You can see down there behind the cross member, you can see the bracket sticking out. That's for the lower A-frame. The header pipe was hitting on that. Therefore, the previous owner, it would not let the header slide up against the head. So we had a massive exhaust leak back there. He wasn't even able to get the last bolt in the headers. So it was leaking. I looked at it and I just didn't want to monkey with it. Probably could have pulled it out, took a hammer and gently massaged that area and got it in there to fit. I didn't want to monkey with that. Anybody that's ever put headers in an A-body knows if you buy long tubes, they have to come up through the bottom. They will not slide down through here. You got to feed them up through the top. And depending on how long your tubes are, you got to get the car a mile in the air. So I would highly recommend anybody, if you ever put long tubes, find somebody that has a lift. Make it a lot simpler, because doing it on the garage floor with jack stands and a jack, not very safe trying to get to front end. You got to have like almost, I don't know, 2 foot of clearance back there. I mean, it's just unbelievable how high you got to go. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you. Oh, now the sun's just really bright. Anyway, you can see there's the long tube header I took out. Really, really long collectors on them. Usually they're only 3 or 4 inches long. That one's pretty long. And then they had this Cherry Bomb style muffler bolted onto the back of the headers. That's all they had. I plan on eventually putting full exhaust on this. That'll be at a later date. Anyway, I went with Hedman mid-length. They kind of remind me of a shorty, but they're supposed to be called a mid-length. Obviously, you can see the difference in them. And I've already checked, and those will actually go right down through the top. The only problem I foresee coming is I ordered them right from Hedman. The only thing I've seen is nobody seems to sell a pipe that attaches to the end of them and comes down and would connect to your regular exhaust, so I'm probably going to have to make something. I looked around, I could not find anybody made pipes for them mid-length headers for a bolt-in application, so to speak. So that's where we're at. We got them out. We will replace them. However, since I already had the headers out, make life easier on me, I figured I would, I had bought upper and lower A-frames for this car. I figured all the bushings were shot. I was either going to have to change them or just buy tubular A-arms. Being that it was a lot easier just to unbolt and bolt, I decided to go that route. Anyway, this here is the passenger side. I'm not doing this for educational purposes. This is more update for family, but maybe somebody will get something out of it, because there's people all over YouTube doing all these kind of installs and uninstalls and upgrades and so forth. Anyway, just wanted to give you an update here. This is the passenger side. I took pictures there so I'd know how many shims I got to put back in. I know it's not going to be right. Anytime you change any front end components, it's going to have to be aligned. However, since I'm putting all new stuff in here, I'm going to put the shims back where they were, and when it gets aligned, they will put them where they need be. Anyway, so we started working, as you can see. Driver's side, I did it first because of the steering column here. I pulled it out first. Upper control arms on these A-bodies, not bad. You got 2 bolts there like I showed you on the other side. One there in the front, one in the back. The good thing about these I like, I think you can see it right up there by the head. Try to get it focused. There's a knurl on there. So essentially they stay stuck in that part of the frame down there until you decide to tap them out. This side, you have to tap them back because you can't get the A-frame to clear the bolts with the steering shaft in there. So anyway, and then under here, everybody showed you right there. That's the underneath look. The upper frame's pretty easy, comes down. All you gotta do is take this upper ball joint out. You have a cotter pin and a nut. You undo that. Take your fork, whack them, undo them, and basically it comes right out. Not too bad. Anyway, there's the one I removed. Good thing I'm looking this car over and as I go along, because I pulled this one out and I found something very, very disturbing. So this is just maybe a hint to anybody. You buy somebody else's project car, or you buy an old car, dig it out of the weeds, whatever you do, you might want to check things. I didn't see this. I saw the bushings were wore out. You can see they're all crap. Anyway, I pulled this one out, and very disturbing. I look over here, there's a big, huge gap. The bushing's not even in this shaft. Then I look on the end, there's nothing holding it in. And then you look on this side, there's the cap and the bolt that should be on this side, similar. That one's not tight either. You can see the lock washer laying there loose. So this was very dangerous. I'm glad I found that when I did. We haven't drove the car a whole lot since we got it. We've just been working on things. Anyway, I'm glad I did that. I looked at the other side. You saw it earlier in this video. The bushings are not coming out of it. However, that one was really bad. I figured I would find some front end issues with this car because the little bit I did drive it, it shimmied pretty good when you got up around 55 miles an hour. And at first I was thinking maybe somebody didn't balance the tires. Personally, I think he put a little bit too big a tire on the front of this car, but that shouldn't have mattered. It shouldn't have shimmied like that. I did look on the back of this rim. They do have weights on them, so they were balanced. If they were balanced correctly, I don't know. I will have them rechecked when I get the front end done. However, that right there probably was causing a big portion of my issues. So I imagine by the time we get this whole front end back together, she should be driving a lot better. All right, so I just want to give you an update where we're at. Got the headers out. I'm going to change the upper A-frames on both sides and hook them back up to my spindle there, because basically if I start to dive into the bottom ones, which are going to be a lot more difficult because the springs are in there, I'll have something to hang the spindle off so I don't have to tie it up to the frame or anything, so I don't rip my brake hose off of there. So I just wanted to do the uppers first and get them hooked back on there so it'll have something for that spindle to hang on. And to me, that'd be better. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. That's the way I'm doing it. All right, well, that's what we're doing right now. So, like I said, got that one out. We're going to get the new one. I should have dug it out of the box so you could see it. I'll do that a little bit later, maybe when I do the other side. It's just a tubular A-arm. Comes with all new bushings in it, new ball joints, and everything. So they're just a bolt-in application. So, all right. So that's where we're at. We will catch you a little bit later. All right. Well, I just wanted to pop back. I said I wanted to I should have grabbed one of the other ones. There's the new tubular one. As you can tell, it looks a little beefier around that mounting area. Seems to be pretty good quality. As you can see, it's got grease fittings there for those, which I like that. And obviously they have a new ball joint with a grease fitting in them. Big old honking nuts on the end of them compared to that. So hopefully they're good quality, like a lot of things anymore, made in China. Got them off of partsgeek.com. Got the whole set. If anybody was wondering, that's where I got them. And so that's what they look like. Alright, well, we'll try to get that one installed. And then I'm debating on whether I want to just go ahead and tackle this bottom one while I'm over here, and then we'll repeat the process on the other side. And that's what I may do. Alright, we'll talk to you a little later.